same reason why I love my life and love the work that I get to do every day. I'm starting to believe that this is actually the most important idea for success in whatever it is you're trying to do in your life. And this idea I'm calling collecting people.
There's a famous quote from Vinod Khosla, "The team you build is the company you build." Or in other words, they told you it was a technology game when it's really a recruiting game.
Whatever you're doing in life, building a business, building a group of friends, the people around you will add to your life or subtract from your life. Get energy givers. Get people who talk about their visions and dreams, not about other people and problems. Whatever you're doing in life, in a lot of areas, the people you surround yourself with will determine the outcome.
When it comes to collecting these people, you've got to be brave, you've got to be gutsy, you've got to be ambitious.
The best people want to do meaningful work because they're aware of their potential. The best people know that deep down. They want to work on something big.
About 10 years ago when I started my first company called Social Chain and we got to about 150 team members, I remember turning to my co-founder and asking him, I wonder if this pain never stops. And about a year later, after we hired a couple of exceptional people, kind of accidentally, like I didn't really know the importance of hiring good people, and we kind of accidentally hired good people, I reached this place in the business that I now call the promised land. And the promised land is the place you get to where the business is able to run itself and you can therefore focus on the things that only you can do. I remember sitting late on Friday evenings talking to my co-founder about the pain. We've got all these people, all these problems. We don't know the right answer. We can't see the future. We've never done it before. This is the first time. The promised land as a founder is the day you bring in those people and they tell you what to do and they run the business and you focus on the thing that only you can do, which is that intuition you have as a founder, the thing that created this thing. If you're facing an old problem, the solution is to hire someone that knows how to do it. The mistake founders make is they spend 2 to 3 years figuring out HR solutions that have already been figured out. And so they should have just hired someone who knows how to do that so they could focus all of their energy on the new problems, the innovation, the thing that's going to give your business a unique edge. And I think this is partly why I collect people, because I don't want to spend 5 minutes of my time on a problem that I could hire someone else to do. I want to spend that 5 minutes on the new problems that really nobody else has solved before, and that will create a unique edge in my industry. So this is a word of warning, and probably one of the ways you can accelerate your career is to be able to identify and call out whether the thing you're dealing with in your business with the project you want to start is an old problem, in which case you need to hire someone, or a new problem, in which case you need to experiment as fast as you can. Because nobody has ever solved that problem before. But the person that does is going to reap a lot of the rewards. I'm going to ask him about this idea of collecting people as well, because he strikes me as someone who, against all of the odds, against the odds of getting terrible grades, against the odds of where he came from and who he was around, has managed to climb to the top of multiple mountains. How much of this game, have you learned in hindsight, is about people? How important it is to collect the right people?
Before you get to the right people, you run through wrong people. With wrong people, you can go they're wrong, they don't work. I gotta get somebody else. Or you can grow with people. I'm a believer of the grow. I think it's dope when we can all say we started a certain way, but we're ending up in a completely different space. Along that journey of grow, some people won't make it. You can be patient and you can want the best for some, but they might not want the same for themselves.
Kevin Hart talked about how to get to the right people, you have to go through a lot of the wrong ones. And unfortunately, that is the case unless you have a framework for knowing how to avoid the wrong people. And it's taken me, I'd say, about 15 years to build the framework that I'm about to talk to you about. The minute I land in London, which will be in a couple of minutes' time, I'm going to be in the car and I'm going to draw you the framework that I use to make sure that the people I'm bringing into my life are aligned, are the right people, are going to add value, aren't going to be leeches, aren't going to be toxic for my mental health. I'm going to draw that for you on my iPad the minute the plane lands. Okay, a couple of things that have really helped me figure out how to avoid the wrong people and find the right people. The first is a book I read called Working Backwards. It's written by 2 former Amazon executives that left who were involved in building the people function there. And they use this idea called bar raising. The idea is very simple. So if your company or team, or just you on your own, if this is currently the level you're at, the next person through the door is either going to raise the bar, they're either going to maintain the bar, or they're going to lower the bar. They have to raise the bar. And even at Amazon, they say that if you've been at this company for 2 or 3 years, you should feel like you wouldn't get in this company, you wouldn't get through the interview process right now, because the bar has raised so much since you joined. And this has been such a useful question to ask myself when I meet someone and I fall in love with them and think they're so amazing, is I say to myself, does this person raise the average? And also, the other thing that one of my mentors told me at the start of my career is he said, every single person that you invite into your life will either make you wired or tired. And your job is to make sure that you invite more people that make you feel wired in. And you know what I mean. You've been around those people that give you the zoomies. They make you feel excited when you talk to them. They energize you because of their ideas, their ambition, just the way that they are. And then you've been around those people that kind of drain you of your energy for whatever reason. Sometimes you can't even articulate it. Listen to that. And lastly, another thing that's really helped me throughout my entire life, and this is honestly the most important thing when it comes to collecting people, hiring, building your circle, is you're going to get it wrong. You're going to get it really wrong. And it's really about what you do when you realize that you've made a mistake. I've hired thousands of people in my career now, and I still haven't got it right, predictably. And honestly, the people that are slightly older watching this now will be able to relate to the fact that most of life is having the uncomfortable conversation quicker. Honestly, there's been several times in this season of my life where someone has lasted for 1 day, for 3 days in our company because it just wasn't right. And I'm proud of that. That's a good thing.
There's a famous quote from Vinod Khosla, the team you build is the company you build. Or in other words, they told you it was a technology game when it's really a recruiting game.